Oh, what's going on, guys? HK Titan here with a brand new video for you guys. But first things first, as always, hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today's video, we are going to be jumping back into our Chimps strategies series, where I go through and I show you guys a bunch of Chimps strategies that you guys may or may not have actually thought of before. So for today's Chimps strategy, we are going to be checking out a bunch of towers that you guys probably don't use a lot, and some of them may or may not be labeled the worst towers in the actual game. So now that I went ahead and covered that, let's go ahead and jump onto Town Center Chimps mode. Now the reason why we're jumping onto Town Center is just because I had somebody say that I should do a couple of different maps. That way people have some strategies for different maps opposed to just playing on Monkey Meadow. So the first thing that we're going to be doing with this strategy, and this is more because we're playing on Town Center opposed to playing on one of our usual maps. We're going to start off with a triple dart monkey start, and with these three dart monkeys we're going to have them placed like so, and we're going to have this front dart monkey targeting only strong. So now that we have all of our dart monkeys placed down, we can go ahead and press start, and now we just need to save up a little bit of money because we are going to be going with the ninja monkey start, because no matter how many times I played Chimps, the Ninja Monkey is one of the best ways to start Chimps because it gives you camo detection, and on top of that you pair it with an Alchemist, and it's just a very good tower to use. Now, as far as what towers I will actually be using for this Chimps strategy, I am going to be using the Engineer Monkey, I will be using the Heli Pilot, and I will be using another Engineer Monkey paired with that as well. Also, so I'm going to be using a Shattering Shells to give us a little bit of an easier experience, especially when we're dealing with some of the higher tiered rounds. Alright, we should be able to afford our Ninja Monkey here in just 1 second. There we go, awesome. So with our Ninja Monkey, we will be placing our Ninja Monkey in the bottom left hand corner of this little circle here, and then we can go ahead and speed things back up. But now the next thing that we need to do is we need to upgrade our Ninja Monkey, and then we need to start saving up for our Gwendolyn. So while we're saving up all this money, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. We are almost at 11,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it, guys. Thank you guys again so very much for all the support. You guys are absolutely amazing and fantastic. Alright guys, we can almost afford to upgrade our Ninja Discipline. There we go, we have our Ninja Discipline. Now we're going to save up for Seeking Shurikens, and we're going to go for Sharp Shurikens as well. Now, while we're saving up the last little bit of money for this, I also wanted to take this time to say, if you guys enjoy this video, or if you guys enjoy this series, make sure you guys hit that like button. It really helps me out. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe as well. I do upload quite a bit of Bloons Tower Defense 6 content. Let me see. Alright, so now that I went ahead and covered that, let's go ahead and move back onto the strategy, because now we can afford to buy our Sharp Shurikens. Then as soon as we have our Sharp Shurikens, the next thing that we're going to be going for is we're going to be going for our Gwendolyn, and then we're going to be hooking up our Ninja Monkey all the way to Bloon Jitsu, and then we're going to be going for our Alchemist. So again, we just need to buy our Gwendolyn, and then we'll go ahead and do a little bit of a fast forward bit. As far as placement with our Gwendolyn, we're actually going to be placing her right here next to our Ninja, because I feel like this is probably one of the best places to place our Gwendolyn, because she's going to be able to hit the balloons at least 2 times before they actually exit the map. So I think this is probably going to be the best place to place our hero. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and place our Gwendolyn right here. And now at this point, we are going to be upgrading our Ninja Monkey all the way to Bloon Jitsu. Once we get our Ninja Monkey upgrade to a Bloon Jitsu, we're going to grab our Alchemist. Now we're going to place our Alchemist right about here, so he's only buffing our Gwendolyn and our Ninja. And now that I went ahead and covered that, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward all the way up until round 40, and I'll bring you guys back on round 40. Alright guys, here we are on round 40, and as you guys can see, we have our alchemist that's buffing both our Gwendolyn and our ninja monkey. Now the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be going for a couple of monkey villages. So with these monkey villages, I want to place one right about here, and then I want to place the second one over here to the left hand side like so. And then we're going to upgrade one to monkey business, then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and that's just to go ahead and give us a little bit of cheaper prices on our towers. So now that we have these two villages upgraded like so, the next thing that we're going to be going for is we're going to be going for our engineer monkey. Now with our engineer monkey, we want to place him, actually we need to upgrade this monkey village to bigger radius first. And now that we've upgraded to bigger radius, then we get that little bit of a discount on our engineer monkey. So with our engineer monkey, we're going to upgrade him all the way to the sentry expert with the nail guns and the pin. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow him to deal with a majority of balloons by himself. And then just in case any balloons do happen to slip by the engineer monkey, we do have the balloon jutsu ninja monkey, and we also have Gwendolyn in the very back to go ahead and help out our engineer monkey. Because as you guys may or may not know, the engineer monkey, at least in my opinion, is probably one of the worst towers in the game. But luckily, I think I have come up with a strategy that I can actually beat Chimps and make Chimps not as bad using the engineer monkey. Alright, so now the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be upgrading this monkey village to jungle drums to increase these boys' popping power ever so slightly more. And then we're going to upgrade this monkey village to radar scanner. Because of course our Gwendolyn and our engineer monkey by themselves are not able to hit camo balloons. So by giving them the power to pop camo balloons, it'll take a little bit of pressure off of our ninja monkey. But alright guys, there's not much else that we really need to do all the way up until we can afford to buy the Century Paragon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fast forward all the way up until round 63, because on round 63 there is a little bit that we need to do in order to beat round 63, because unfortunately this setup just isn't enough in order to beat round 63 without a little bit of help from Gwendolyn's powers. So guys, that being said, let's go ahead and fast forward all the way up until round 63, and I'll see you guys here in just a second. Alright guys, and here we are at the end of round 62. We just have to deal with these last two reinforced Moab balloons, and here we are on 63. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to pay attention to this first group of ceramic balloons, and we're going to go ahead and drop Gwendolyn's Molly on the ground. That way Gwendolyn's Molly can go ahead and help us out with the first rush of ceramic balloons. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to wait until these ceramic balloons pop on screen. We're going to activate Gwendolyn's level 10, and then by the time the last group of ceramic balloons pop on screen, we should have her Molotov back in order to help us out with the last group of ceramic balloons. And there we go, we went ahead and threw down her Molly. Now we just need to deal with this last little group of ceramic balloons right here, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so cool, we were able to deal with the last group of ceramic balloons. Now the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be buying our Century Paragon, which it shouldn't take us too long to actually be able to afford it, luckily, because now we're getting towards some of the higher tiered rounds. As soon as we get the Century Paragon, we are going to be setting extremely good, because although the Century Paragon isn't that great of a tower, he is very good, especially when you start adding a couple of buffs and then you give him a monkey village. Luckily, I think I found the perfect strat to end up beating this Chimps mode. Alright, now that we have our engineer monkey upgraded to the Century Paragon, the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be throwing an alchemist on our Century Paragon as well, to go ahead and give him that little bit of an added boost. And then once we get our Century Paragon, the next thing that we're going to be going for is we're going to be going for a mortar monkey. Now the reason why I chose to go with the mortar monkey is he will be able to take off the reinforcements from the Moab balloons once we start getting to some of the higher tiered rounds. Alright, so So the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be buying our stronger stim. We're going to be upgrading him to stronger acid with perishing potions, and then I'll bring you guys back as soon as we have enough money to afford the shattering shells. So guys, again, again guys, sit back, relax. I'll see you guys here in just a second. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and bring you back on round 77. As you guys can see, we can now afford to buy our shattering shells. Now we don't need to worry about the Moab balloons being reinforced, so our Sentry Paragon and our actual strategy will have an easier time dealing with a majority of these balloons. Now the next thing that we want to go for is we want to go for a MIB to go ahead and make sure that all of our towers are able to pop all different types of balloons, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Gwendolyn can pop purple balloons, and of course we know that our Ninja Monkey cannot pop lead balloons, so that means that the Ninja Monkey would not be able to help us with round 90 plus. So in order to make sure that all of our towers are able to help us, we're going to go ahead and invest the $6,885 into buying the Monkey Intelligence Bureau. Alright, so as soon as we can afford to buy it, we're going to go ahead and buy it. And then once we have the MIB, we are setting in a very, very good position, guys. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to grab another Engineer Monkey. Now, I'm fairly certain you guys already know what I'm going to be doing with this Engineer Monkey, but we're going to be upgrading it all the way to Overclock. So it is quite a hefty investment, but again, guys, it is 112% worth it because it's going to allow our Sentry Paragon to be a little bit more useful once we get up past round 90 plus. So guys, again, it's not going to take us too long to be able to afford it, but I'm going to do a quick little speedy bit until we can afford the overclock, and I'll bring you guys back once more. Alright guys, here we are on 82, and now we can afford to upgrade our Engineer Monkey to Overclock. And then once we upgrade him to Overclock, we can go ahead and give him a little bit of a buff going the bottom pathway. It's not that big of a buff, but it does help out a little bit. Alright guys, now I want to go into a little bit on what makes this strategy work. And one of the biggest things that makes this strategy work is actually when we get our Engineer Monkey upgrade to the Sentry Paragon. Because as you guys can see, every time one of his sentries explodes, it does this little purple explosion bits, which actually does damage to the balloons. Which is why I chose this specific spot for our actual Sentry Paragon, because what this is going to do is it's going to allow all of these Paragons to kind of be focused into one area, so they're going to be able to explode and do damage to the balloons multiple times, which is exactly why I chose to place our Sentry Paragon right here opposed to any other place. Alright, now that I went ahead and gave you guys a little bit of a description on the Sentry Paragon himself, the next thing that we can go ahead and do is we can continually overclock our Sentry Paragon at this point. There's really not a specific round that we need to save it for. One, because the overclock is such a short cooldown, and then on top of that, it does last for quite a bit of time. So just feel free to overclock your Sentry Paragon as soon as you guys get it off cooldown, because it will help out quite a bit. Alright, now the next thing that we're going to be going for is we're going to be going for a Heli Pilot. Now, this is where things get a little bit complicated, because if we would have misplaced either one of these villages right here, we would not have been able to place down our Heli Pilot in this little corner right here, which is exactly why I try to leave as much space here so we could get the 2x discount, and we could also get camo detection on our Heli Pilot. Now, as far as our Heli Pilot, why did I choose to go with the Heli Pilot? Because, of course, I'm trying to do a strategy with some of the most underutilized towers in Bloons Tower Defense 6. I'm going to overclock our Sentry Paragon really quick, and now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be upgrading our Heli Pilot up to the Comanche Defense. And then the next thing that we're going to be going for is we're going to be upgrading him all the way to the Comanche Commander, because again, guys, the Comanche Defense and the Comanche Commander are the Bottom Pathway, Heli Pilot, and the Engineer Monkey are towers that I know I personally don't use a lot because I just don't think they're that good, which kind of inspired me to actually come up with this strategy. Alright, now that we have all of this, the next thing that we want to do is we need to save up for our Comanche Commander, and then we're also going to be buying a Sniper Monkey to go ahead and give us a little bit of stall. But anyways, guys, there's not much else that we need to do all the way up until we can afford to buy the Comanche Commander. So the only thing I will say is make sure you guys are overclocking your Engineer Monkey each round to go ahead and give you that little bit of added popping power. On top of that, if the balloons end up making it a little bit too far, we also have Gwendolyn's level 10 ability that we can pop at any given point in time. Also, let's go ahead and overclock our Engineer Monkey again. I was going to do a little bit of a fast forward bit, but we are on round 92, so we're almost done with this guide. So I'll go ahead and keep you guys here because I want to make sure that you guys can keep up with all of the overclocks and when I actually use Gwendolyn's level 10. One thing I will say is that we need to have Gwendolyn's level 10 for round 99 because the reinforced Moabs or the reinforced DDT balloons are just a little bit too much for all of our towers to deal with. So we want to make sure that we have her level 10 for round 99. Which, don't worry guys, we will have it off of cooldown because round 98 really isn't that bad because we have the Shattering Shells. On top of that, we're also going to have quite a bit of stall with the Comanche Commander himself. Alright, round 93. I think on round 93 we don't need Gwendolyn's level 10, but round 95 we're definitely going to have to use it because of the sheer amount of DDT balloons that are sent to us on round 95. Alright, let's go ahead and overclock our Engineer Monkey again. And again, guys, this strategy is super easy. I don't think it's going to be usable on any other maps other than beginner maps because, of course, it's kind of an off-the-wall strategy, especially since we're using some of the worst towers in Bloons Tower Defense 6. Alright, let's go ahead and activate Gwendolyn's level 10. That way we don't lose on round 94. And unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to have it back for round 985, but those balloons were just making it a little bit further than I would have liked them to. Luckily, we are going to have the overclock, and we might be able to have this back for the end of round 95. Alright, so as soon as we see those DDT balloons, we'll go ahead and overclock our Engineer Monkey, which they should be popping out on screen right now. There we go, perfect, and our level 10 Gwendolyn is almost off of cooldown. It should get off of cooldown pretty much right when we need it. So we're going to go ahead and click it, hopefully getting it before these balloons leave. There we go, perfect. So now that we've activated Gwendolyn's level 10, we shouldn't struggle with these DDT balloons. Alright, perfect. Now we almost have enough money to afford the Comanche Commander, which the Comanche Commander is actually kind of expensive for him being not that great of tower. I would really like to see him get a little bit of a price decrease so I could use him more. The only reason why I don't use him a lot is because, again, he does have the ability to push back Moab balloons, but as you guys can see, once we get towards these higher tiered rounds, he really doesn't do that much. Alright, there we go, 39,000. We could go ahead and afford the Comanche Commander. And now we have our base strategy down. The last thing that we're going to go for, like I was saying, is we are going to go for a MAME Moab to go ahead and give us a little bit more popping power. Or, not popping power, but a little bit more stall. Let's go ahead and overclock. Actually, we don't need... we'll go ahead and do it just to be safe. Alright, round 98. Now, on round 98, we cannot activate our level 10 Gwendolyn ability because if we do, we will lose on round 99 without like an insane amount of micro. Alright, let's just go ahead and drop Gwendolyn's Molly just in case. Let's go ahead and overclock our Engineer Monkey again to give us a little bit more popping power, and hopefully we can afford the MAME Moab. Let's swap it over with a strong really quick before round 99, because as long as we have MAME Moab for round 99, we shouldn't struggle too much. Alright, there we go. We just have these two ZOMGs left to deal with. Luckily, we do have a little bit of extra stall with the Comanche Commander and the MAME Moab. We just have these last couple of Bloons to deal with. Let's go ahead and throw down Gwendolyn's Molly, and there we go, guys. Round 98 is officially beat. Now we just have round 99 left. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to wait until all of the reinforced DDT balloons are on the field. Then we'll go ahead and activate Gwendolyn's level 10 here. Perfect. So we'll activate her level 10. We'll overclock our engineer monkey. And there we have it, guys. We have officially beaten round 99. And we just have to deal with the bad balloon now. Alright, so we can go ahead and speed this up a little bit. I'll go ahead and micro our mortar monkey just a little bit to go ahead and give us that little bit of added damage. And then the next thing that we're waiting for is we're just waiting for our overclock to get off of cooldown, which it should be getting off of cooldown here in just a second. Let's go ahead and overclock our engineer monkey to do that last little bit of damage. And we're going to have our Gwendolyn level 10 that we can go ahead and activate to do a little bit more damage as well. And then we just have these last two ZOMGs to deal with. And perfect. There we have it, guys. We officially beat Chimps on Town Center using probably the worst strategy in Bloons Tower Defense 6, because we're using the Comanche Commander, we're using the Engineer Monkey. The only thing, and then on top of that, we're also using Gwendolyn. So Gwendolyn isn't a hero that's used too much, even though she is a very, very strong hero, especially with her level 10. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please feel free to hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe as well. I do upload quite a bit of Bloons Tower Defense 6 videos. But anyways, guys, you already know what time it is. I hope you guys have the most amazing day of your lives, and I will see you guys in the next one.